New Jersey, where we talk and laugh loud, drive like we're in a deleted scene of Fast and Furious, eat the most diverse and underrated food, deal with customer service that specializes in not people-pleasing, and carry a musical DNA that's as complex as the Garden State itself. So how do you capture the spirit of a place like this? Because capturing the essence of a place, especially this place, my home state, is like trying to take a selfie while sprinting. It's messy, it's reductive, and almost guarantees to miss something important. So how do you do it with any kind of honesty or soul, especially through music? Because music does something important. It distills energy, it creates identity. And in Jersey, music doesn't just come from here, it sounds like here. And whether you're from Jersey or not, whether you care about New Jersey or not, maybe you care about how music shapes the identity of a place and how a place shapes its sound. How? Let's find out. Together. Time to plug in. I'm Joe Sanza. Together we'll reveal how music connects us with others, culture, and ourselves. This is Aux. Plug in. Everyone thinks they know Whitney Houston. The voice, the glamour, the headlines. But check out this clip from Arsenio Hall in 1992.
Let me ask you a question about the clip. You are a very private person. Whenever I ask you a question, even off there, you always say, boy, mind your own business. You always my business.
Because you nosy.
Okay. Okay. Why would you do a special like this? Because you reveal a lot about yourself.
Do I really?
Well, from what I
You ain't seen it.
I was told this by the people at the network, Whitney. Why did you reveal things?
Well, you know, a lot of people say that they don't know much about me, you know, because I am a very private person.
Mm-hmm.
So I decided to put a little special together that, you know, let them in on me. You know, I'm just as crazy as other people are. I like to have fun. You know, I have my serious moments, and, you know, so that gives them a little more insight.
Yeah.
On me.
Okay.
Now imagine, just for fun, that New Jersey herself is Whitney in this interview, which, by the way, I'd like to point out pretty much had FaceTime in the early 90s. Just thought that was pretty cool. So anyway, Whitney Houston is being interviewed about her private side, about how most people think they know her, but they really don't. They know the noise, they know the tabloid energy, the glam, the chaos, but not her actual self. Sounds familiar, because everyone knows Philly, everyone worships New York, but what about the middle sibling, Jersey? People know the punchlines, they've seen the Jersey Shore antics, they've heard the arguments about whether it's pork roll or Taylor ham. It's Taylor ham, by the way. But do they know Jersey? Because that perceived privacy, that hard shell, that don't look at me unless you know me energy, it reads as aloofness. But it's really just Jersey being Jersey, protective, scrappy, guarded, but with layers. And in this one tiny talk show clip, we start peeling those layers like an onion. Honestly, that tough but vulnerable energy, that's probably every stranger I've ever bumped into here in Jersey, and probably exactly how I look to other people too. There's a seriousness, directness, don't mess with me stare. But under that, once you get to know us, there's humor, history, heart. Whitney, iconic Whitney, shows us what Jersey does best, hides the good stuff just under the surface. You gotta earn it. Same goes for my friends. Some of the funniest, most introspective, most generous people I've ever met could be seen as mean or rude or unapproachable at first glance. One of my best friends, shout out Max, saw Fetty Wap at a First Watch on Route 22 on some random weekday. Out of respect for the Jersey legend, he didn't bother him. He just paid for his table at the host stand and dipped. That's Jersey. No need to roll out the red carpet. It's just a kind of respect where actions speak louder than words. And if you ever wondered why Fetty Wap is still in rotation for DJ sets across the country, or why Trap Queen hasn't left the cultural bloodstream, It's because Fetty Wap captured a very specific Jersey feeling. Trap Queen is a banger, but it's also a love song, an anthem, a moment. And it isn't overly slick. It isn't corporate. It has edge. It's messy. It has heart, just like Jersey. And Jersey's musical roots go way further than Fetty Wap. If you're talking Jersey musical DNA, there are certain legends who shouldn't go unmentioned, like Lauryn Hill or Bruce Springsteen, who I made a video about. Another one of those greats is Bon Jovi. Now hold on, maybe the second you heard the name, your brain fired up the Living on a Prayer hook, or maybe you know nothing about the band or the guy. Either way, to understand Bon Jovi is to understand a certain Jersey working class value that bleeds out of the state like diner coffee. John Bon Jovi grew up in Sayreville, Middlesex County, New Jersey. He wasn't a transplant. He didn't come to Jersey for the vibes. And he didn't just make music about the working class. He lived it. His parents became tradespeople. His dad was a barber. His mom, a florist. He came from a family of doers, hustlers, real ones. His music comes out of a life of putting in hours, doing things the hard way, and not asking for a spotlight, just earning it. And then came Slippery When Wet, the 1986 album that the label had doubts about, that some journalists criticized. But construction crews and boardwalk bars, they got it. They sang it loud. Living on a Prayer became Jersey's anthem. The song is a story of Tommy and Gina. Tommy worked on the docks. Gina's at the diner. They're characters who represent everyone working double shifts, scraping by, dreaming bigger than their paycheck. And in this song and others, Bon Jovi didn't try to sound like New York or California or Nashville. Bon Jovi sounds like Jersey, a little rough around the edges, unapologetically earnest. And John himself, in my opinion, he's still Jersey through and through. He opened Soul Kitchen, which is a non-profit restaurant in Red Bank where people pay what they can. That's not a PR stunt. That's deeply Jersey. It's community. Action over talk. But talk's important too. One time I was hooping at the LA Fitness in Union and the guy defending me was grabbing my wrist. But my teammate called a foul, not me. And my defender, I remember he said, "You got to use your voice, bro." And that stayed with me for a while because he was right. Someone who undebatably knows how to use his voice is battle rapper Tsu Surf. Check this out.
Pitbull in the skirt, but rest in peace to old me. Put it on his shirt. If that ain't what you really bout, nigga, why you write it? Don't glorify. We just really been indicted. We really caught cases, really got knocked. Was quarantine days, playing spades with the ops. And cuz fighting trial, cause them charges won't drop. Prostration getting darker, he been heavy on Salat. Pay attention to character, watch out for the plot. Only eat with the family, you food if you not. And cold winters gotta keep warm, that's the norm. Attempt murder mean they caught him working on his form. Big body truck, stash box, transform. If he beefing when I see him, and I got something for him. I got some fun.
It's this performance that made me want to make this video in the first place. Shout out one of my best friends, B, for putting me on. Did you hear the earnestness? Did you hear the pain? Did you hear the realness? Even in prison, Tsu Surf is using his voice. For example, he has a song which he recorded on the phone while in prison that's featured on Mozzie's album Intrusive Thoughts. It's definitely worth listening to. All of these artists have left a legacy in music, whether it's battle rap legend, rock star, or one of the most recognizable singers of all time. New Jersey has a music hall of fame to be feared, to be revered, that can compete with the best. We might be the underdogs, but we always have a dog in the fight. And that legacy continues today. Mk.gee is an artist with the most unique guitar tone in music today. That sound was featured on Justin Bieber's latest album, on his song Daisies. And that's not to mention Mk.gee's own incredible music. Plus, in R&B, I'm proud to say Nija, a Grammy Award-winning songwriter and artist in her own right, was one of my classmates growing up in Union, New Jersey. While we were young teenagers, she was becoming a master at making music. Actions over talk. Remember? She's written for too many artists to name here. Beyonce, Kehlani, and Summer Walker, to name just a few. Our town even dedicated her home street in her name to honor her. Go stream her latest singles, Heaven and 32nd Floor. We even have producers like Jiggi, who my friend Max, the one I mentioned earlier, used to intern with at Penthouse Studios in Times Square, New York, who now produces for artists like Ice Spice, Lil Tecca, and Cash Cobain. His beats are fresh, exciting, and non-conforming. And by the way, Max, who goes by the artist name Globin, is back in the studio working on a project he plans to drop by the end of the year. New Jersey has no shortage of tremendous talent to offer the music world. Loud, expressive, standoffish, hardworking, interrupt you while you talk, aggressive drivers. Maybe it's all true. And maybe it all points to our DNA of a state that can walk the walk and isn't afraid to talk the talk either, because we definitely have something to say. I'm Joe Sanza. This is Aux. Thanks for plugging in.